Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and the world of Andor. Thank you so much for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. And I am Breeedo. My pronouns are she, they, and I will be the Dungeon Master for tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. And for those that are a little new to D&D, everyone here plays a fantastical character in a fantasy universe that was homebrewed by myself. And the 5 players have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what their abilities are, and how they can basically navigate the world. And it also tells what kind of dice they roll and all kinds of things. And you'll see the players use a 20-sided dice to succeed in what they're trying to do. 20 is good, and 1 is a really bad, just not great situation. And while they play their characters, everything else in this universe of Andor specifically is played by me. I play the NPCs, the monsters, everything around them. And between me describing the world and the story, the players are describing what they want to do, their own stories and their own journeys through Andor. With some dice rolls and some unpredictability, all kinds of stuff is just kind of thrown in there. So, speaking of the players, I would like to start with some introductions. So players, as we go around the table, introduce yourselves, tell people where they can find you, say your pronouns, pronouns of your characters, and we can start with Sephi.
Hello, I'm Persephone, aka Sephi or Persephorath. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Leliana Krail tonight. And you can find me at Persephorath everywhere online. That's TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc.
And next we have Noir.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok by dropping the. I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be playing Vala, who uses the same. Yeah, that's me.
Who else? Let's go with Rox.
Hi everybody, my name is Rox, pronouns he, him. I'll be playing Oswin Swiftmine, also he, him. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at Rox the Wizard.
I love this consistency with branding from all of you. It is very satisfying, I must say. Speaking of satisfying, Tenny.
I am Tenny. I don't care. Hi everyone, I'm Tenny. My pronouns are she, her. So are Revnas, which is who I'll be playing tonight. And you can find me at either Twitter or Twitch at It's Tenny with 2 Y's at the end.
Cool. And last and certainly least, we have a new player at the table. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Anorian. You can find me online at twitter.com/AnorianGD, which stands for Game Dad. I also go under the name Game Dad. You can find me at twitch.tv/Anorian. I go by he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Jean Araluk, who also goes by he, him pronouns.
Cool. Well, welcome to the table players for the second time, some for the first. Before we start, this stream will run for about 3 hours, and there will be roughly a 5 to 10 minute break in between. So this is the important part. our sponsors who have made this possible. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable minifigurines with dozens of fantastical races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy to use design tool makes it very accessible, and it helps you build kind of that perfect character that you see in your head, but it helps for people who can't draw or can't really put it down on paper. And it's also 3D, and they just released their color features as well. And they have expanded their customization options. So there's always something new. And you can check them out at heroforge.com. We are also sponsored by Ultra Pro. So they have these tabletop organizers, and they are folios and dice bags. And Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles and accessories. So join us on Twitch today in the chat to win a gift voucher. So just say something and you'll be entered into a random draw, and these can be given internationally. And we have a new sponsor, which is really exciting. And they are the wonderful Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming themed gear, including hex chess, dice boxes. Okay, dice boxes are really cool. Spellbook deck box rolling trays disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes. That's really cool. And scroll and codex dice towers and rolling tray pairings. So you can find all of that at elderwoodacademy.com. And of course, we are also supported and sponsored by D&D Beyond. They have a digital guide to D&D, and you can see everyone's character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. And we are also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in the chat for our Table Shakers range. And we're also supported by two lovely D&D video games, Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some codes at the bottom of the screen. You can type Command Idle Champions and Command Warriors of the Waterdeep into the chat for download links. And for Idle Champions, there is a code you can directly enter into the game, or type command code into the Twitch chat for a gold chest, whereas for Warriors of the Waterdeep, it is command WOW gems into the Twitch chat for a link, which you'll need to use on the mobile device where you have the game downloaded. And also, we are Roll Together RPG on all socials: Twitter, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. And also a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favorite podcasting app. And finally, we are a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide range of sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters into our game. The DM and players may portray characters that are different of gender than their own. And we aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. And if we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected. So please let us know if you think one has been missed. So, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump back into the world of Andor. So just a quick recap of last episode. You all decided to go on the journey from Andor to the Isle of Ravn after coming across an inquiry that called for a group of willing Vikings to do a job. After making your way from the tavern, you were met with Cal, the navigator of the Ingvar, and you were taken aboard the ship. A brief and scary encounter happened with Magnus, the captain of the ship, but you got to the bottom of what was going on. It was a curse from Valravn. You defeated the Banshee, with Liliana landing the final blow that sent the Banshee back into her watery grave, but unfortunately for Philippe, the young boy got scared to the point in which you had to stop at the nearest port and let him return to Andor. And right over the horizon, you see the isle lying flat against the sky. It looks as if there are several more hours before reaching its shores, and the salt of the ocean is hitting your faces and the smell of the earth from the ship is resonating, but you can't help but feel an unease as you near the cursed isle. So you all are aboard the ship, and you have just gotten done with a long rest, especially after the battle. And you all wake up.
My ship, you mean?
Aboard Liliana's ship. And you all wake up. It seems to be mid-afternoon, so it's not morning anymore. It's probably around 1 or 2 p.m., I would probably say. The sun is high in the sky, and you all have just awakened. Would you all like to take this moment to talk to each other?
I have just one quick question, if I may.
Sure.
When we drop Philippe off to shore, was there any chance of maybe quickly hopping into a tavern or any such thing?
For what?
For ale, wine, anything of the sort.
Let's roll a d20. Just a flat d20.
Just a flat d20? I can do
Flat
that.
d20.
Alright. Alrighty, here we go. Rolling my d20, and I got a 6.
So, let's say this. When Philippe was dropped off, you attempted to walk off the ship. But because Liliana was very frustrated with your actions, she kind of blocked you and said, we have more important things to do. And then you started to go again, and a couple of guards that were on the port saw the recklessness that was happening with you, and they escorted you back onto the ship.
Okay, thank you, Bree.
You're welcome. So back into the ship.
Yeah, back into the ship. To talk.
Ella, that was a noble attempt.
There is nothing noble in attempting to get foolishly drunk before we go to an isle that could kill all of us.
I don't intend to get drunk. I just need to take the edge off. Which I told you.
How about
something
you
else
keep
you
the
can
edge
do?
sharp instead?
It's very difficult to... It's not important. Fine. He's just gonna sulk.
Does anyone else have any whining they'd like to do before we go to shore?
Did you say wine? No? Okay.
I'm ignoring you.
Couldn't have done that when we were at shore, could you?
We have a time schedule to keep. It was bad enough that we had to stop to get Felipe off the ship. Not that I can blame him, he shouldn't have been with us in the first place. He was a child. Unless you would have preferred to use the excuse to save a child's life to get pissed drunk in a tavern.
Buzzed. I don't get drunk. I get buzzed.
Vala. Shh. Suffering in silence is more respectable, isn't it?
I'm too sober to care about being respectable.
So, as you all are having this were you about to say something, Ravna?
Do we still want to get weapons from the weapons vault? Because
Yes.
We did not do that last time.
Yeah, that's a thing. Let me go over to here. Okay. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. So you all kind of gather your things, and as you are doing so, a crewmate kind of wanders past the door, and he sees all of you, and he's like, "Can I help you?" Who are all of you?
Go ahead.
No, you, please.
Magnus mentioned that there might be a weapon storage here on the ship that we have. He's given us access to.
Oh, yes, you came to the right place. Come, follow me. And he kind of just motions for you all to follow him. So you all get led to the back of the ship where a lot of supplies are kind of just sitting around. There are some barrels full of food. There's like some rope there. There's some old, not too old, but it's worn definitely, like some pieces of mesh armor that's there. There are some leather pieces of armor too. It's nothing too extravagant, but I mean it is something. So who out of all of you would like to investigate and look through the pile? Okay. So Vala, you go ahead and walk up to the pile, and you start kind of moving things around. Can you roll a d6 for me?
Let's see. I got a 6, because that's all I'm rolling today are 6s.
Sweet. So at the bottom of the pile, you suddenly see this gorgeous longsword. Engraved on the side of it is something in Draconic, but you can't. Can you read Draconic? I can't remember.
I can read Draconic.
Okay, so on the side, it basically says the same chant that the crewmates have been saying this entire time to protect the ship.
It's your flippin' Yasu?
Yes, it's your playing it. Yeah. So, and then underneath in Draconic, it says Missy Elliott. So,
wisest sage of all. Miss Say.
Eliot. Let's say
Eliot. Eliot.
I look for armor that says Sierra.
1, 2, Misty step.
Beyonce.
I will take Beyonce.
You will take Beyonce.
All right, so I grab my it's your flippin' anthem sword.
One more time.
It's your flippin' anthem.
Suddenly you hear a rally of voices just start singing Lose Control. But I'm kidding. So now you can add a long sword to your weapons.
Okay. Is there anything special about my Miss Eliot sword?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like, or an investigation.
I will roll my Arcana check.
Can I offer to help with that?
Sure.
I got a 14.
Roll with advantage.
With advantage, I got a 14.
Okay, I rolled
It was 11 or 14.
Okay. Fuck. Okay.
That sure was a sword.
Disappointing Sephi is my brand in and out of games.
Oh boy.
So when you pick the sword up, you feel a little bit of heat kind of radiating from it, and it shimmers just like the inscriptions kind of shimmer just a little bit as if they're coming to life with like a little bit of fire almost. It almost looks like molten rock, basically. It's like that same kind of glow, but then it just kind of quickly subsides. So you can kind of tell that there's some sort of heat or fire magic associated with this.
Okay, well, I will sheath this longsword, and I will attune to it as soon as I can to see if I can even do that.
Okay. All right. So, Leliana, you are next, and you start rummaging through the piles. And you said that you preferred to have an armor last time, correct?
Something protective, yes.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
D6?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 1.
It's a 1.
It is
So, a 1 isn't necessarily bad. Like, it's okay. But you start looking through the mesh and the leather that's kind of conglomerated together, and you happen to find like this very beautiful leather chest piece that you can put on yourself, and it looks a little smaller than the other armor that you see, and it has like this really pretty kind of, what's it called? I guess the best word I can describe it is elegant. Like this very elegant embroidery, like on the sides of it. You can tell someone took their time with this, and it seems to, when you pick it up and you look at it, it seems to suit you very well. So,
Can I roll
yes.
to see if anything's up with this, like Arcana
Sure.
or something?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 10? That looked like a 17, but oh well, I failed.
Oh, okay. So not as much as Vala, but it does feel a little warm, unusually so. That's kind of the only thing that you pick up from it, is when you put it, like when you hold it in your hands, it heats up just a tiny bit before it fizzles out.
So what kind of armor am I adding to my sheet?
Let me go, because I basically summarized it for myself.
And I can wear this, right? 'Cause
Yes.
I'm not proficient in armor.
So it should be, I think I just picked the light armor for you. Yeah.
Just any light armor?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, there we go. We'll go with studded leather.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Ravna, it is your turn. You walk up to the contents of this pile, and you kind of see basically the same things. So go ahead and roll me a d6.
2.
A 2?
That's a 2.
Okay. So because you rolled a 2, you actually get 2 of something. So when you are searching through everything, something silver kind of catches your eye, and you move a piece of armor to discover that there are 2 daggers that look identical to each other. and it has like this rune on the side of it that basically stands for protection. You've seen it in Andor before. It's basically everywhere. People use it for protection purposes. If you would like to do a check on it, you totally can.
Yeah. What should I roll for that? Just a
Arcana.
Arcana.
Yes.
10.
10. I'll give you advantage on that.
10. I got it.
Okay.
I got 4.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So when you pick up these daggers, they feel heavier than they look, and in weight, almost in energy. You can't pick up what it is, but you do sense the heaviness of them, and you take note of it. So you can go ahead and add 2 daggers to your weapons.
May I ask a question, Bree?
Yeah, sure.
So studded armor, I have no armor proficiencies. So when you say I can wear this, do I still get disadvantage on strength and dex, or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Yep. And finally, Oswin. You start looking through and seeing all of this stuff and getting distracted by different things, and there's so many things, you get a little overwhelmed. But please roll a d6.
That's just a 2.
This is 2? Okay. So you also get 2 of something. So when you're looking through the pile, you come across these. They're not necessarily long swords. They're not short swords, but they're kind of in the middle between there. Both of which are a little heavy for you, but they have some stealth with them, like they have some speed. And kind of matching Vala's sword, they have the same kind of draconic writing on the sides of them.
Sure, flipping something out, yeah.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it looks like to me.
Only the other one is a Nicki Minaj quote. So, like,
no.
You got Cardi B on this side and Nicki Minaj on this side. The two baddies. Anyway, so would you like to make any
That's that
Arcana
dangly
checks?
thing that's swinging in the back of my
Yeah. Ooh,
That's exactly what it says.
I will do an Arcana check.
Okay.
God, did you just get
over and over again?
Did you just get scimitars of WAP?
Nat 20.
Dang.
Yo.
Oh, bitch. Oh,
He loves some magic.
So when you pick up these swords, it's almost like a shock goes through you, only it's all heat. It almost feels like a flame just kind of engulfs your body, but it doesn't hurt. It's more empowering. And the chant that you heard yesterday from the crew starts kind of playing in your head a little bit. Your eyes start to illuminate like this golden color. And you kind of like see into this sort of heaven-esque looking atmosphere. And you see all of these old Vikings kind of just standing stoic and looking at you. And then suddenly you come back and you look at these swords again and you see that the inscriptions have lit up completely. It's almost as if you are in sync with them now. Like they are a part of you. And it's the same fire magic as the other items as well. So you can add, the closest thing is you can add 2 short swords to your weapons.
Okay.
because there's nothing in, like, that was in between a short sword and a long sword. So, like, the short swords.
Sure.
Okay. So, as you all are finishing up and gathering your things, suddenly you hear very frantic footsteps start to kind of clomp down towards you, and then suddenly you see Cal, and he is frantic. And he looks at all of you. He's like, something's wrong with Magnus. I don't know what's going on.
Is he gonna turn again?
I don't know. You all should come with me to see this. It's not good. So, he beckons all of you to follow him immediately, and you all get to one of the beds that Magnus is laying on, and his condition has gotten worse. His dark skin is now entirely engraved with just black veins. Like, they're coming up on the sides of his face like this. They're coming up on his arms, his hands, and you can see that they're starting to span down his neck underneath the armor that he has on. And he hasn't woken up ever since the Banshee fight. You know, seeing that everyone else is awake, it's kind of unusual. And the soullessness that you saw of his eyes has returned. They look like black voids, as if something is back in his body, per se.
Should we stab him or something?
I wouldn't suggest it. Stabbing your host is poor form. I would suggest, Cal, that you tie them up.
But I mean, what if he wakes up and he comes to? Then
Is that likely to happen when we're so close to the Isle?
And as soon as you say that, Liliana, all of you have kind of noticed this shift in your energy as you all are getting closer. It's heavy and it's unease. It's almost like a sickness in your stomach, and you couldn't quite put an explanation on it. But as soon as Liliana said that, it started to make sense. So Cal kind of looks back at Magnus and he's like, all right. Could one of you go get me rope, please? And he is kind of just like kneeling down next to Magnus, and he's like holding his hand.
We may need to discuss the possibility that the ship may need to stay slightly offshore to prevent anyone who's cursed becoming a problem.
I agree. So my thought was we drop all of you off on the shores. I will be accompanying you, because I do know the Isle fairly well. But Magnus stays on the ship. He's not well enough to come with us.
There are other cursed members, yes?
Yes.
Then the best thing to do would be to stay offshore and have us take a rowboat in. I'm sure Vala and you can manage.
And we should tie them all up as well, just in case.
Well, it will be just us going. The crew members do have to tend the ship while we're gone.
But what if they go crazy and kill the other crew members while we're gone? Then what? You might not have a ship to return to.
I'd better have a ship to return to. It is mine, after all.
I mean, you may have a ship to return to, it'll just be a mess on board.
If they are indeed affected by Ravn, I highly doubt simple ropes will keep them confined while we're gone.
You must have chains aboard.
We do.
How about this? Magnus is the worst, correct?
Yes.
Chain Magnus. Remain away from the Isle, get us close enough to row in, and then go slightly further. In 12 hours, return closest to the shore, so we may make our escape.
I'll tell my first mate. I only suggest that I come with you so that I can see that Calliope is okay.
There was no suggestion of otherwise, Cal.
He turns to Magnus and he slowly gets up. Would someone like to help me with the chains?
Someone's gonna look right at Vala.
Vala's just gonna fucking sigh, like, well, if no one else will. Then he's gonna start helping him with the chains, and while he's doing that, he's just gonna kinda, almost under his breath, go, I mean, really, a whole ship was not a drop.
Do you really want alcohol that badly?
Yes.
I have a small provision in the navigation office, if
This
you would
whole
like some.
This whole time. I mean, then he just continues to help him with the chains.
So, Cal and Vala bring the chains back in, and they bind Magnus accordingly. And Cal kind of goes back up to the upper deck and addresses to the crew of what's going to happen. Something is kind of off because when you look out of the windows of the sides of the ship, mind you, they are very like tiny circles. You notice that the sun is already setting. You all just woke up maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. The sun shouldn't be setting at this point. So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, that's certainly a good sign.
So, Kyle comes back in, and he looks at all of you and he says, maybe we should get some rest before we get to the Isle. And the way he says it is very, very calm. Almost too calm.
Can I roll a vibe check on him right now?
Fucking vibe check. Yes, you absolutely can.
Alright, so here's my insight. I'm not smart. I got an 8. I'm really thinking about that small provision that
You pick up that the dude has some bomb-ass dreads. Like you happen to notice the intricacy of them.
Your dreads are nice. Oh, where did you say the provisions were?
Oh, in my navigation office in the desk. It's the second drawer down.
Should I just go and get it myself then?
By all means.
Okay.
Not to interrupt, but should we be giving the guy hearing voices in his head alcohol?
That's how you stop the voices.
Oh,
At this
wait.
point, I've stopped hearing.
You're not giving Magnus alcohol.
Oh, he hears them too.
Oh,
What?
Nothing. He just goes, he leaves.
Osmond's like pointing out the window. And is it supposed to be this dark so suddenly? It was just light outside. Sorry.
And Cal looks outside and he's like, oh, I didn't even notice.
So that doesn't happen often, I'm guessing?
No, it does. I just didn't realize we were this close.
How long do we have before we reach shore?
About 100 miles or so. We're pretty close.
Why do you wish to take a rest, Cal?
You're going to need it. The time spent on the Isle seems and feels endless. And we should probably be at our prime when it comes to spellcasting and magic.
I feel well rested enough already, quite frankly.
I do as well. Just stating that.
And so be it. So, we take our focus away from the Ingvar, and we end up on the Isle of Ravn, specifically the catacombs of the Isle. It's dark, dismal, and even when the sun is shining, it seems as if this Isle has an atmosphere of its own. It's its own world, where there's nothing but void, darkness, sounds happening all the time, whether it be animals, whether it be voices, whether it be people that aren't actually there. It's almost like a dark circus for Valravn. It's his playground. It's another night on the Isle, and Andor, you have been there for days on the shores. Time is starting to blur together into this mesh of insanity, paranoia, and you've completely lost hope of anyone ever finding you, considering that you've been here for so long. You've kind of found some safety in the catacombs, away from the spooks that are above ground. You've been dodging this malicious god for quite some time, and it's become a game for the both of you at this point, more so Valravn. And on this particular night, hysteria has gotten the better of you and your past. Everything that has led up to this moment is starting to weigh down on you. And as you sit on the shores of Ravn, you look out into the distance, and that's when you see something. Something that's coming towards the Isle. It's quite a bit of ways, but you can see it as a speck, just getting bigger and bigger. So, all of you on the ship, when you hit a certain radius of the Isle, you feel this chill kind of crawl down your spine. It's as if like an insect is just like crawling, but it's cold, it's frigid. And suddenly the ship just starts coming to a stop. Probably 3 miles, 4 miles away from shores. The crewmates are starting to lower the boats, just as Leliana suggested. And Cal is kind of organizing everything on the upper decks. As he's getting ready, he's grabbing his supplies. And you all kind of get onto these boats, and you notice that the purity of the water starts to darken until it's almost pitch black as you get closer and closer. And when you get to the shores, the sand isn't white, it's almost like soot. Stepping in it, your feet kind of just become engulfed in just black. So you all get off of your boats, and Cal takes a moment and he turns to all of you. I know where the lair of Valravn is. If you all would follow me. Please be careful. If you hear anything, ignore it. It is very important that you ignore it.
Why?
Because it's most likely not real. Or not even there.
Is this from... Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh. Does this remind Revna of, like, the location of her dreams? Like, does she recognize... Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you step onto the sand, you remember your feet just kind of disappearing into the ground in some visions. Nora, can you make an insight check for me?
Six.
Off to a great start.
Recurring theme of the day.
That's 3 6s now. That's...
Yes. Come on, 6-6.
Come through, Satan.
Come
Wow,
through,
Ravn.
Satan.
I wasn't aware my ex was contending.
Hey, demons, it's your boy.
It's your boy. Come to find out, Val Ravn's a
God, you
stream.
bought him for the devil at one party, and all of a sudden, he's like, roll over you, won't go away.
Oh no!
Were you about to say Val Ravn's a streamer, by the way?
Yes, it really was. Yeah, plot twist.
Thank you, Strahd,
I don't know why, but I thought you said stripper.
for the 40 bits.
Don't even. I don't think he would even acknowledge the chat. Like, he would not acknowledge the chat at all. Okay. So a 6 on an insight check. You basically
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
make your way. You make your way. You've made your way out of the catacombs, and you have kind of started walking through the forest that is this isle. And when you kind of see the shores come into view, you don't see anything at first. Honestly, you are so used to shadows moving on this isle that when they come up on shore, it's just another moving shadow. So, back over to the group. Cal is kind of doing some last minute things with his magic and things like that, and he looks up at you, all of you, and asks, so do you all have any questions, or?
Can we trust you?
I'm good.
Oh.
Oh.
Two opposite
Thanks.
opposite moods.
I'm alright.
I'm good.
Should we really let him be having that?
I am prepared for several fights today. I no longer care about this one.
So, actually all of you, could all of you make an insight check for me?
She...
Can't trust one roll no more.
See, all he needed was a drop. I got an 18. Daddy's back.
I got an 18 too! Oh my gosh!
Dirty 20.
It's like last time, Noir.
Oh, dang. Oh, no.
So, okay, Revna, Oswin, and Vala. Liliana, you're still, like, judging Vala.
Just judging.
Too much
Sitting
to
in
even
judgment.
notice. But the three
No,
of
ma'am.
you kind of the three of you kind of hear some rustling going on in the forest. Also, Nor, what did you get?
When I rolled before, a 6.
Oh no! You can.
Oh, you wanted me to roll again? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
An 11.
Okay. So, Revna, Oswin, and Vala, you hear something rustling in the forest. And even though Cal just told you to ignore the noises, you kind of start to see this person like make his way out of the trees, almost confused. Doesn't know if you're really there or not. And pretty soon you are met with this man. And Anor, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, sure. Jean is about 6 feet tall, weighs about 195-ish pounds, built frame, kind of stocky shoulders, but like lankier arms. And you see he's got like a white, he's got a white overshirt on. You can tell it's hanging over some type of armor. In this case, you can, if you listen closely, you hear like a little clink clank rattling. You can tell it's chain, but it's a white overshirt with red lines running down it vertically, and he's holding a giant two-handed, like just a whole long polearm ending in a big old hammerhead, all silvered out. And he himself, you got a hood on, but you can see he's got some blonde hair sticking out. And he's got a very serious looking face with silver eyes and a scar on his left cheek running up and down. And other than that, only thing worth noting, he's got a couple tomahawks hanging from his hip.
So that is what all of you see walking out of the forest.
Except for me, I'm still looking at Vala in judgment.
Yes.
Vala, can you finish the bottle off now? Must you drink it through the forest?
That's to make it last.
Osmond's gonna pull out his short bow and aim it at the person walking out.
Revna's gonna approach him slowly.
You do not know who that is?
They look confused. They look like they need help.
So do we!
Who looks like what?
We don't know who that is, and we just came to this island where we heard dangerous things are. So why are we going to trust something we just saw?
I believe we
from
were
the
told
island?
specifically not to trust things that we see or hear.
Wait. Are all of you getting touched by Ravn right now? What is going on?
Look over there. She's gonna point.
Oh my, I see.
That may be true, Vala, but
What?
Do I shoot, or are we not shooting?
Would y'all like to make an insight check to see if this is an hallucination or an actual person?
Oh, that would be lovely.
Sure, what does Cal say?
Cal is kind of just watching.
I got an 8 again.
I got a dirty 20 because Papa just needed his sauce.
Wait, I think, no, I'm sorry, it's a 10.
10? Okay.
I got a 1. Well, I didn't get, I got a dirty. I got a dirty 1. Like, I got
No. Ooh. What? Wait.
Negative
I got a 2.
modifier.
But I have a negative modifier, so it's
Ooh.
It's real dirty.
Okay,
it's
so.
not-
I disappear from your vision. I just
Sorry,
cease to
Oswin.
exist.
Oswin, what'd you get again? I'm so sorry.
9.
A 9. Okay, so Vala, you pick up that they're a real human. They're there.
And they're real. Hey! Who are you?
Coming from the drunk guy, I'm sorry.
How can you be so certain? And Liliana starts prepping spells with dark energy pouring around her hands.
Osmond's like nervously trying to get an arrow ready to shoot.
I can see clearly now. Sobriety's gone. Hey, who are you? Like, he's literally just gonna call out.
So Jean, obviously, in this case, still doesn't have any confirmation, so he's gonna grip his hammer. He's gonna be like, That big shadowy bastard hasn't gotten me yet. I don't know what makes him think that you're the ones who are gonna take me down.
I'm not aiming to kill you unless you earn it. You trying to earn it?
I ain't. What are you trying to earn?
Money.
I mean, I don't know what makes. You see me? What are you trying to take my hammer and sell it?
I use hammers. I use swords.
Okay then.
Honestly, you can relax. I don't think this guy's got beef with this.
Are you sure?
No.
Hey, Jean, make an insight check for me.
14.
They are not hallucinations. They are right in front of you. They seem to be people, which is very new for you.
Right. He's gonna slowly start. So you're real then.
We're here to save someone from Ravn.
Say that name again.
Ravn.
So I'm not the only one.
How long have you been here?
Longer than I need to be. Me and that son of a bitch have become as close to acquainted as you can be.
So you're friends.
If that's a friend, then you're a dragon.
I might be.
Weren't one of the ones that breathed fire on the ship. Who are you? What is your name? Where do you hail from? Let's see how vivid this hallucination can be.
Well, at least you're on the right track to not trust things. My name's Jean. I'm a wandering knight, like my father before me, and I came here foolishly thinking I could be the one to bring him down, but this place, it's a den of horrors. It's just the shadows, the mind games. You don't know what to trust here.
You're right about one thing, you certainly are a fool. And Ravn would be even more foolish to think that this could seduce us. I'm assuming you're real. Whatever it's worth.
You want to go on by your own, be my guest.
That does not mean I haven't decided to attack you yet. Very clear.
I've survived here long enough. I know how to stay alive.
Depending on how long he's been here, he could be very helpful to us. Especially since none of us know how to navigate this island.
Do you truly believe that someone could remain on this isle for weeks and not fall prey to Ravn?
I think all of us are at risk of falling to Ravn at this point.
We have not been here but a moment.
Suffice it to say, there's certain perks to one's lineage sometimes, and he's going to do this and reveal that he's got unusually long fangs. Sometimes it helps you avoid things. My mother, before you ask.
That...
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. So, Bree, that pings something for me. I am not whatever that is, but I am a shadow elf and I am a shadow sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Could I see if that's going to have any effect, detrimental or otherwise, on this isle?
Sure.
What would you like me to roll?
Maybe I want to say insight. Well, no, actually history. Do a history check for me to see if you know anything about that.
Finally, a good roll. That's an 18.
Okay. So, you are more prone to staying protected, because this place has so much darkness. In fact, you're probably the only one that feels at ease right now. There is still that sick feeling, and there is still that chill in the back of your neck, but you've been used to the darkness. Now you could still be susceptible to Ravn, but it's not. It's going to take a lot more for you.
I see.
Mm.
Liliana says none of that.
Okay.
So are we choosing to trust this guy or fighting him?
Have him do something to prove his trustworthy nature.
I feel like he could be an asset to us.
Tell us what you know about Ravn, and then maybe we'll trust you.
Forgive me for being cautious. I don't plan to get bitten by the ass by Ravn or whatever you are.
Oh, trust me, I don't bite humans.
I'm not human.
Or anything else. I don't bite the living. I'm not a full-blood vampire. I was born of one. I don't need it to sustain myself.
This is certainly an interesting group.
That seems enough to trust him. He won't bite us.
Look, all I know is the longer we're here, the higher the probability is that we'll all go mad. So why don't we resolve whatever this is, find the big bad, kill him so I can go home.
Fine, but he walks in front.
I work with you, stranger?
Are you gonna... Is this one over here gonna shoot an arrow in my back?
I mean...
He looks at Red, no.
Me? She'll walk alongside him, and just be like, I've trusted vampires before. I'll trust another one if it means we'll get off this island with that child. Or with that girl.
There's a kid involved?
We're searching for... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, okay. It's all you, you're fine.
We're searching for... Cal is searching for his child.
Come.
That's why we're here.
And then... I'm assuming Jean's been on the island long enough that he knows the way to go. Bree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, in that case, follow me. If there's any reason to dive in, it's for a kid. And he just kind of hefts his hammer on his back and starts walking in the direction.
Same thing he said this entire conversation.
I mean, I disagree, but you know, whatever.
You're often wrong.
And drunk.
Buzzed. He just lost.
I've known you for 4 seconds, and I can tell the word is drunk.
Not yet.
And John just keeps walking.
We all have our own demons. You do what you do. You do what you need to do to keep them at bay.
Thank you. Somebody who understands.
Now, would you
as
care
they
to
stay
explain
at
what
bay.
you've done with vampires in the past?
Not particularly.
Keep in mind, Revna, that I am watching you.
I'm watching you. But I hope we can come to trust one another. Eventually.
We shall see, won't we?
The short of it, I had a friend who was a vampire. That's really all you need to know.
I see. Let's not delay then. The 2 buffoons have already gone ahead of us.
So, you all are walking with Jean into the forest, and It seemed like it was impossible, but it gets darker. But you can kind of make out the shapes of trees and stones and rocks in some places, and you all are just walking, and so far it's very quiet, but there's not really any sound. Even the sounds of your footsteps are very quiet. The rustling of the trees that you would usually hear, it's very quiet. It's almost as if everything has kind of been muted down. There's no moon. There's no stars. In fact, you can't even see the sky.
Bree.
Hmm?
So I have a feature called Eyes of the Dark, so I can see. I have dark vision, but it's extended.
Okay.
I see in this. I can see up to 120 feet, but
If anyone has dark vision, you can see. Is Leliana the only one with extended?
I have dark vision as well.
Okay.
I just got regular dark vision, but I can cast light for everybody that doesn't have dark vision.
Okay. Oswin, do you have dark vision?
I can't see shit.
I do have dark vision. I was confused.
Poor Oswin. He's the only one that's like tripping over. So
I cast light on my bottle of rum.
I suppose someone's getting lit.
So, what'd you just say?
Did she just fucking do that?
Yeah.
Don't kill me tonight. She's gonna get me.
There's nothing until the video comes out.
No evidence.
He breaks me every time.
So, you all are walking, and the feeling of sickness kind of subsides just a little bit. There is sort of an eerie haze that starts to form within the leaves. And because of this haze, and most of you are able to see, it's starting to outline the trees, and you're starting to see the shapes even more prominently. But you notice something. Cal is gone. In fact, you haven't seen him since the shores. And none of you checked to see what he was doing or where he went. And could you make a insight check for me?
I've been doing so well with those.
I believe in you.
Asked if we could trust him, and he disappears.
Your belief is heavily misplaced. That's a 13.
13? Something dawns on you that just breaks out in anger through your entire body.
And what would that be?
The ship was gone too.
There was no child. We were sacrificed in favor of Magnus, weren't we?
And that is where we are going to take our 10-minute break.
Fuck.
So everyone,
I want my ship, damn it.
go ahead. So everyone, go ahead, take your breaks, take your bio breaks, get some water, stretch your legs, stretch your arms. Do all that great stuff. We'll be back in 2
Aerobics.
minutes.
I too stretch my on a regular basis.
I'm so
I
mad.
am displeased.
everyone, and welcome back to the world of Andor. I hope you enjoyed the first half of this session. So before we jump into the second part of things, I want to do a quick consent check because there will be some trigger warnings mentioned, and we are also going to go over boundaries and things like that with the players. So, trigger warning for what's about to happen. There will be elements of mind control, and also there will be hallucinations. There will be mentions of voices sounding as well that aren't actually there, and there will also be let's see. There will also be mention of suffocation. There will also be mass destruction, and dislocation of limbs mentioned. So, if any of that at any point makes you feel uncomfortable, chat, by all means mute. Take a moment away. It won't last too long, but yeah, your safety and the player safety is more important than me telling a story. So, players, any of what I mentioned, if you have any hard lines with those things, that is completely fine, and I can rearrange the story, and I can leave those elements out. So if you have any issues, feel free to speak up now and let me know. So yeah. Not unless everyone is good.
I'm good.
Good?
Good.
I can see.
Great. Amazing. Okay, so in the last half, we just discovered that Cal and the Ingvar are nowhere to be found. And by we, I mean Liliana has realized that the Ingvar has disappeared.
All of you, stop for a moment. I think we have been made fools of.
What do you mean?
Cal is gone. And so is the ship.
Off the island then?
I have a feeling that we are fodder. And that he perhaps made a deal to save Magnus. I doubt there's a child at all.
Osmond just passes out.
I was just gonna step over him and go.
Can you
"All right."
Can you make a con saving throw for me, Oswin?
Yes.
Let me see how deep this is.
Okay, not bad. 17.
Okay, so you pass it. You dramatically pass out,
Just
almost as if it's on purpose.
the whole faint and everything spin.
Can I catch
Spin,
him?
drop, death drop, like whole thing.
Can I
Proper term is dip. Thank you.
Yep.
try to catch him, please?
Fun fact: Death Drop is a appropriation of the black term dip.
Ooh, thank you for
Did not
letting me
know that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know that.
Linguist.
The facts.
Come on, linguist. So yes, Oswin falls to the ground. Would you all like to?
So I'm gonna step over.
You gonna step? You gonna step over?
And go. So should we now put our resources into finding a way off this island since there's probably no child?
I don't think we can do anything without dealing with Ravn. Unfortunately, Ravn is a god. The mission has gone from get a child from a god and flee to being trapped on the island with a deity with no way out. I don't think we can find anything until we destroy him, if we can.
Hey, Vala,
Yeah.
could you make a... What kind of role should this be?
I mean, you can always change your mind to pick somebody else.
What's usually a check for like remembering things?
Wisdom.
Insight or history or wisdom check in general.
Or is it a save or a check?
It's a check. Let's do
Okay.
history check.
Okay.
Very
Wow.
weird sense of the word.
Papa got a sauce back, 17.
You do remember seeing a document on the area where Cal kept all of his things in the captain's cabin, and it looked like almost a child did draw or write something on this piece of parchment. You kind of glanced at it while you were getting your booze, and so there's that piece of information to kind of confirm that there is actually a child. Now, whether you share that with the group or not.
Oh yeah, no, I've already decided. We keep that to ourselves. So we need to fight a god, he said. So sorry.
Noir. Noir.
Yes.
We are new friends, but
No new friends.
It'll end tonight.
Fuck me.
okay.
I gotta worry about getting the four of you out of here and little Timmy.
What's real petty is that you were the only one. The only one.
Shit. Fuck. And he's got enough booze to keep the angel quiet, so it doesn't bother him either. Mm-mm.
You know what? Roll that shit with disadvantage. Okay. Since your ass is so drunk.
I'm buzzed, but I'll do it. I rolled an 11.
Wait, are you supposed to be rolling a history check?
Wait, what am I rolling?
History check.
Yeah, then I got an 11. I'm real smart.
Okay. So, Vala, you choose to keep that information to yourself.
For now. I'm sure it might come up later. When
Might.
it benefits me.
Emphasis on the might. So, would you all like to keep moving forward, or?
We gotta help this one up. And I kind of reached down to kind of shake Oswald a little bit, like, wake
He
up.
pops up before you touch him. He's like, do not touch me.
That's fair.
I am fine.
Are you all right?
Way off this island. I would like to find it.
I'm surrounded by buffoons. Cal did give us one useful piece of information.
Which was?
We can't trust what we see. So keep that in mind.
So, as you say that, suddenly the air around you goes frigid cold. Now, the climate of this island, it's basically the same terms of a tropical island. Like, it's humid, it's kind of muggy. but it goes cold. And you all feel the same chill up your spines that you felt before. And those, especially those with dark vision, and Leliana, since you can see further, you see that there are 2 black beings crawling out of the ground, almost as if they are kind of this like glitchy movement that kind of just comes out of the ground. They don't have any faces. They have the shape of a human body, but they don't have any faces. But as they get completely out of the ground, they make a horrific shriek into the air. Everyone roll initiative for me. I need to write this down.
12.
11.
14. Papa's got a
9.
sauce.
7.
You know what just occurred to me? We were told not to trust our eyes, and then the boat and the dude left. Maybe they did leave, we just can't see them.
I had that
Yeah.
thought too, but I had that thought after, and I just hard committed to it.
Oswald, what did you get?
9.
If anyone wants
And-
to have that realization, it won't be Liliana.
We make bold choices here. We make bold choices.
Revna, what'd you get?
7.
Okay. I 3 and Shook in the Crow's Nest. Okay.
Shook in the crow's nest.
Shook in the Crow's Nest. So as they get closer to you, you see that they're ready to attack. They kind of hold up their hands, and instead of human fingers, they come into these sharp tendrils. And when they screamed, their faces sort of like split apart into this void. It looks very similar to how Magnus looked. However, you can kind of tell that they're a little transparent. So, because of initiative, Vala, you start us off.
Sorry, I didn't mean to roll.
And also, keep in mind, they're probably about 30 to 35 feet away from you all at this point as they make it their way closer.
All right, I'm gonna make sure to put like a stopper in my drink, and I'm gonna place it carefully on the ground.
Right.
I'm gonna take a step back so that it is in eyesight of me.
Okay.
And then I am going to flick my wrist, and my hand will be covered in flames, and I am going to shoot a firebolt at whatever this thing is.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
That's a 7 to hit.
Whew.
Papa's got his sauce.
Got a sauce. So that doesn't hit.
He just kind of looks back at everybody like, you just gotta work it out. The first one's a little rough.
That doesn't hit.
Okay.
Do you have any bonus actions or anything?
Do I? That is a good question. I will pull out it's your anthem in my shield, and I will get into battle position, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Next we have Jean.
So, about how far away are they?
30, 35 feet.
Okay. Perfect. So I can do a full move. So yeah, Jean's gonna charge forward and try and do a big old swing to the head of one of these things.
Okay. Go ahead, roll that attack roll for me.
22.
Yes, that does absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll that damage for me.
Hold on, but I have. So I rolled a 2 and a 3 plus 3, but I have Great Weapon Fighting as my fighting style, so I can re-roll the 2.
Okay.
6. Nice. So 6 plus 3 plus 3, 12 damage.
Cool. And would you like to deal that to number 1 or 2? They're basically like at the same distance.
Number 1.
Cool. All right. And does that end your turn?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to do any bonus actions this turn.
Cool. All right. Next we have Leliana.
Leliana is going to take a step forward, and both her hands are going to glow with purple energy. And I'm going to sacrifice a sorcery point to use Twin Spell on Magic Missile. I'm going to cast it at a 2nd level. And let's see. 1, 2. Wait, it doesn't do them all at once. Okay, one second.
You're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That is 22 damage split between the two.
Oh wow.
Because one goes after one set of darts goes at one and one goes to the other.
Okay. So whenever you do that, can you actually describe these missiles to me?
So Leliana's hands, her fingertips, they're like almost diamonds, like 3D diamonds of energy that have this coiling momentum around them of purple energy. And she casts her hands out and they dart through the air and around the trees and strike both of the figures, piercing their dark bodies.
Ooh, okay. Cool. So when you do that, one of them actually starts to kind of crumble a little further into the ground, and you can see that one of them is starting to get more transparent as you deal more damage to them. So yeah, and the other one also reacts pretty heavily to the missiles, because you did quite a bit of damage. So, all right. Would you like to do anything else for your turn?
Do I have a bonus action? I do have a bonus action. I am going to touch rocks. I'm sorry. I am going to touch Oswin and say, try not to burn. And you now have Dragon's Breath. And that means that on your turn, you can use your, you can use an action to expel acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage. I am going to choose lightning. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must roll a dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 of the damage on a failed save, or half as much on another one. This is up to a minute.
Perfect. Thank you.
That is, yes.
He kind of hears you say that, and he just like covers his mouth because he doesn't know what that means. So he's just
Must be bad to throw away both my 2nd level spell slots this early, but you know, whatever.
It's
fine.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Whoever heard of a D&D session with more than one encounter? Come on.
And conveniently enough, Oswin is next. If that ends your turn, Leliana.
It does indeed.
Sweet.
You said they were 35 feet away?
Now they're probably about closer to 27, 30.
Okay.
I have such precise numbers.
Well, he's going to run forward about like 10 feet. And he's going to use the lightning breath.
Okay, roll that
If
attack.
none
roll
of
thing.
his allies are in front of him. If none of his allies are in front of him. Just to be safe.
I would hope not. Let's.
So how the spell works, if they're both in that cone, 15-foot cone, they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Perfect.
3d6 damage on, and then halved on a failsafe.
3D mind doing the dexterity saving throw.
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
Let me. And what is my saving? Where is it? Okay. No. That's a 5.
It's 14 if it's mine.
Okay, then I fail it either way. So
Okay. Oh gosh, I lost the damage. They take 8 damage each. Lightning damage. And then he's going to use the rest of his movement and use his bonus action to cartwheel into
That
the
was your bonus
forest.
action.
Oh, that is a bonus action.
No,
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's a full action for you. It's a bonus action for me. I'll shut up now.
I'm like, oh, he's fucked now. He's gonna use his bonus action to do a little cartwheel into the woods and hide.
a cartwheel.
Yes.
Not a cartwheel.
I'm out.
He just. He's done enough.
See this little halfling just.
He's done enough.
Okay, is that
And
the
that is my turn. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right, and then
Shit, I'm out.
literally, and then we got shook in the crow's nest. Revna.
Shook in the crow's nest.
Shook in the
She's gonna try and redeem herself, and just lock an arrow in her longbow and try to attack one of them.
Okay, roll that attack roll for me.
Okay. We fumbled.
What was it?
We fumbled with the 1. We got a 1.
Can you describe how that happened? I'm curious.
Yeah, of course. Like she usually does. She's going to lock eyes with one of the little shadow things on the ground and try to guide her soul through this arrow like she usually does, and her soul says no.
Okay.
Yeah. Her soul says
Do
no.
you have any bonus actions that you want to use?
No,
or-
I don't think so.
Volley just says, "Don't worry, you just gotta shake the first one out," you know.
Gotta walk it off.
She never misses. It's this aisle. It's this aisle.
That's what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, earlier it was the banshee. Now she can't be shook in the
Will
crow's
never
nest.
be
She's-
known as Rattled Revna ever.
Oh, that's a good name.
We're just gonna hope that her ship, her crew, never finds out about this because they will never let her live it down.
We want the ship to
Did
come.
y'all hear? Okay. Now that's the end of your turn. So one of them saw you try valiantly so.
Yeah.
And they are gonna go ahead and hit you with some things.
That's fair.
We'll see if it hits first before I tell you what it is.
Ooh.
These rolls tonight. So I got a 4. Does a 4 hit, Ravn?
Hey, it's okay. You just gotta shake that first
Gotta
one out.
shake that one out.
Shake! You gotta shake
Shake
it!
that thing,
We are
miss.
all-
Gonna shake that thing, miss. Gonna shake that thing, yeah. Da-da-da.
This much.
Let's see if the... So I rolled to...
Sorry.
So I rolled to see if the second one would hit. Does a 2 hit?
All right, that's not the first one, so that's on you.
Who are they trying to hit?
Huh?
Who are they trying to
They're
hit? The answer is no.
You're right.
Who are they trying to
Okay,
hit?
so the first one was trying to hit Ravna. Either way, I mean, they both fail, but
I know, but I want to know where they are.
Oh, okay. The second one was trying to hit Vala.
Their souls said no too.
A 2 does not hit Vala.
I want to make sure where they are so she can burn the rest of her spell slots next turn.
Are you?
Shut up.
We don't judge players' moves at the table.
Ooh, I'm not judging.
So we're back at the top of initiative.
Hey, you keep
That's
sucking
my-
down that bottle. Look.
Nobody in this game is drinking water right now, and I am.
Lies.
I am.
I have
I'm
water.
drinking
I just
tea.
also
I
have soda.
I have water.
You
Chat.
need water to make my beer.
Take a hydration break before we go to the back.
There is
Oh,
water
I have-
in
I have a
here
whole pitcher
at a
of
certain
Breeedo.
molecular point.
It's really not. It's really not. That's not.
You know I
how-
will go through that water by the end of this. So.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I just needed chamomile tea to deal with tonight, and the fact that Steffi is going to break me again. Like I'm.
Steffi
I only
is
break
very-
people if they ask nicely. Consent is important.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Okay, we are back at the top of initiative. Vala.
Okay. Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
You have a chance to redeem what was lost.
Ain't nothing to redeem. Everybody has got to shake that first one out.
You got to shake it off.
All right, so I'm gonna charge in.
Except for all of us who didn't.
Hey, why don't you shut up,
I'll
Vampire?
second that.
And I'm going to stab with it's your figuring out anthem. So here we go. That's gonna be an 11 to hit.
11 does not hit.
You know, I might be a little bit more than buzzed. I saw 4 of them, and whew. So I'm just going to go back to a defensive stance.
Don't want to take any bonus actions, or do you have any?
No, I don't have any. I don't have a offhand weapon, so so I'm just gonna pass my turn.
Okay.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
All
Yeah,
right.
you just gotta shake that second one out. That's all that is.
Right.
So right.
Right.
Third time's the charm. Third time's
Third
the charm.
time is the charm.
So
I'm a crit on the third one. Watch.
crit fail. So now it's Jean's turn.
Based on, yeah, I'm number 1 is taking more damage at this point. So already was hitting. Let's just try and hammer down situation.
Okay.
See if we can finish this puppy off. Just get.
This bodes well.
What'd you get?
Share with the class.
What's the French way to say 7?
Oh no.
Yo, you just gotta shake that second one.
You gotta shake the second one up.
Take the second one off.
Everybody knows that.
Second one's
how-
trickier than the first one.
So how would a failed hammer swing look from Jean?
The same way it always looks. Coming up, coming down, and just, get a little to the posterior. More so, overcorrect. Try to adjust for wind resistance. And movement.
So he's basically just adjusting right now.
Right. I'm just
Calibrating.
Just line it
Twisting
up.
his hammer after an unfortunate mistake. Anyway,
Calibrations.
Listen, it happens to all. You know
sounds
what?
like you need some lubricant for your attack rolls. Anyway.
Very common problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Chamomile tea. Chamomile tea.
Do you have anything else you'd like to do, Jean?
No, I just given I managed to
Intern? Great.
come down
All
with
right.
the hammer prematurely.
Next we have Liliana.
So, how close are the two creatures?
So, given since you attacked them last, they have made some ground. So, I probably say we're looking at 20 feet now.
Away from? No, I meant from each other.
Oh, from each other. I would probably say like there's like 5 feet between them.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
close in the distance. And I'm gonna attack with my dagger, which is gonna glow with sickly green flames.
Oh, okay.
Stab. Let's see. Please hit. Does a 16 hit?
It does hit.
Okay. So the first attack does 5 damage, and as soon as I stab into the 1st creature, the flames rise from my weapon and go shooting straight at the other one for 6 additional damage. Fire damage, if it matters.
And you're dealing all of that damage to 1 or 2?
It has to go, so the stab goes to 1, the fire goes to the other.
Okay. And sorry, could you repeat the stab damage?
5.
Okay. And the fire damage? Sorry.
6.
Cool. Thank you. All right. So, as you do that, the one that you actually stab, he starts to kind of pulsate a little bit. Okay, so you kind of know those black monsters off of Resident Evil 7, only it's not like, it's kind of starting to get a little gross.
It's a pulpy mess.
Yeah, and it's strange because it's, these beings are transparent, but at the same time, like, you're stabbing into something like that is solid, and it's just like, so I mean, and when the fire damage goes to the next one, it starts writhing in pain, and it's kind of doing the same thing, starting to do the same thing, pulsating and just looking very gross. So yeah.
Can I use my bonus action to make an offhand strike with my other dagger?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So I think I have to roll that without any modifier. Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay.
That is a swing and a miss. 6 does not hit. It was worth a try.
That's okay. All right. Does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And next we have Oswin.
Boy has a question for Seppi, actually. Seppi, does the spell indicate if I can use it more than once or
It
only
lasts
once?
a minute.
Hey! So Oswin's going to do like a little Batman jump out of the forest. He has like his cape up and he just goes and he just lets out a nice little lightning breath again. So I need another dex save.
Okay. Let's see.
Yo, has anybody rolled a nat 20 this session?
Yep.
My first one was, I think.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
21.
That one fails. Or he succeeds. What about the other one?
Let's go ahead.
Remember, they still take half damage on a success.
19 on the second one.
They both pass. It was 11 damage, so they take half of that. however you would like to round down or round up.
So, can you describe how you kill the first one?
Hey! So in that cone shape of his lightning breath, one of them goes into the middle of the being's chest and strikes through it up its head.
Nice.
With no face. And then he's going to use his bonus action again to backflip, this time into the forest. Right.
Why? You can't just walk. You can't just lightly jog.
No, he's dramatic. Okay.
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 All right. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right. Ravn, I got you. You got me.
Yes.
Let's go.
This is where it happens. This is
Let's
where
go.
it happens. We're gonna try it
This is where
again.
it happens.
Okay,
This is
we're gonna
where
try it
happens.
again.
All right.
We're gonna
What
try
you
it
gonna do? What you gonna do?
We're gonna take that longbow again.
Okay.
Just look at the admire of all the ravens and think about
Right.
how long she took to carve
Hey.
those ravens
Come
into
on now.
that bow, and
Hey.
that bow is
Mhm.
betraying her right now. So, just gonna try it again. Okay. All right. We've got a 12. Okay, so just 15.
15? 15 hits.
Okay.
I'd hit too if somebody hyped me up like that. Shit.
You'd hit it if someone. You try to hit if someone winked at you the wrong.
Or stabbed you.
What am I supposed to deny this?
No, because we all know it's the truth.
I live my truth. Y'all not
It
gonna
was the
shame me.
It was the grin. It was the grin that did it. It was like, and
Okay, roll that damage, Ravn, please.
We're gonna roll that damage. We're gonna roll that damage.
Roll that damn damage.
Yeah, the damn damage.
Damage.
y'all ain't gonna get me started on Danity Kane right now.
Listen, I listened to Danity Kane on the bus during summer school. Every summer until
That's
I
a
was in
mood.
4th grade.
And looked out the window. Pretended
live
you were in a
that.
music video.
Now you gotta fix it, fix it, fix it. And I listened to it on my PSP. Okay.
Oh,
My handheld PSP.
no,
That is what
that's
I
real
was
though.
doing.
That's real though. That's real though. I put some music on the PSP. That's
Okay,
real.
what is the damage? Y'all are killing me.
The
This whole
damage.
time she's been waiting like one. I rolled a 1.
No, I rolled a 3. So, but close.
Gotta go.
So, so it's 6 though, because with the +3.
So tell me how you take out the second one.
Wow, I don't even get another shot.
Oh! With that 6 damage, she's gonna she's gonna think about the bow and think, just remember all the carvings, and just be like, this is, you don't miss, Ravn, you don't miss.
Look at the
This
crow's
is not
nest.
normal. Shook in the crow's nest. And she's gonna let the arrow fly, and with it, just like always, her soul's gonna guide it.
Just like always.
Just like always. And this time her soul said yes. I should probably finish that. So it went.
I mean,
yeah, and it
dramatic
hits,
pause.
right, exactly, and it hits the figure in what would be its heart, if it has a heart. I don't know.
Mhm.
With a
So when you
with a
do-
shocking blow.
Mm. So when you do, this being kind of rips apart as the arrow pierces its chest, and it kind of lets out this bellow that's very deep, and it almost sounds demonic when it does scream, but at the arrow's point, it starts to split apart until it kind of just dissipates back into the haze that is around you. And you all are now out of initiative.
I immediately go get my bottle and say good work, team.
Those creatures. I can't.
I look at Liliana and I'm like, you've been putting up with that?
I look at John. You have no idea.
I've been here for weeks, and right now I'm trying to do the cost assessment of which is worse.
You and me both. If he betrays you all, I'm going with him. Just saying.
Going with Vala?
No, Jean, because he's less
Jean.
annoying than most of you.
This
Ravna,
new source-
you're an exception.
This new source balance is off a little bit. I just gotta take a little get used to.
I walk over to Vala, and I just take the bottle and smash it on the ground.
I will do everything in my power to make this
Do
not
it.
happen.
Do it.
Hey, both of y'all roll d20s.
Contested roll!
What kind of roll are we doing?
Just a flat roll.
Oh, damn. Damn it.
Got an 18.
10. I was hoping for
Paula,
a nat
since
20.
you are intoxicated with disadvantage,
Oh, you motherfucker! I mean, okay.
it's only fair.
I see how this is. Hey.
So, who has the higher stealth?
Stealth.
The higher stealth stat.
What's your stealth?
0.
1.
So, Liliana successfully smashes your bottle of booze.
If there was any evidence that this actually improved things, maybe I wouldn't have. But what was that, Vala? I don't
New
know.
sword.
Do better.
New sword. He's just looking at the bottle.
You
Okay.
may lick it off the ground if it suits you. Let's go.
Vala,
Yes.
when the voices come for you, let us know. Hopefully you can differentiate which is this aisle and which is normal for you.
All right. Of course. Lead the way.
Kind of like stumbles out of the forest because he could not see his way out. And he just, are they dead? Is everything okay now?
No, there's one behind you.
He turns around
Vala,
and does the
please.
lightning breath. But there's
Rob,
nothing
I'm
there.
sorry. Oswin did more in that fight than you did.
I would like to agree with that, actually.
If I wasn't effective in that fight, it's because I wasn't meant to be.
It must have been the voices.
None of you understand that we are on an island trapped with an ancient deity that wants to torment us for potentially all eternity.
Are you so certain that we're trapped?
What makes you say otherwise?
We were told specifically not to believe what we see, and I believe that might include not believing what we don't see. We don't see the ship, but we don't have any empiric evidence that it's not there.
Perhaps, but we do have empiric evidence that Cal is gone. Our
True.
guide is gone.
We have another, and he plays the jar.
The guy we just met?
Do you know where to go?
Does he know how to get off the island? Because he hasn't.
He hasn't had a ship to get to.
Trust me. I haven't had time to build a boat. My only focus has been survival.
How did you get here in the first place, John?
Took a boat here.
I just had it drop you off.
Small singular boat. Thought, these people are being tormented. There's got to be something that can be done, but despite I can be protected in some ways because of my lineage and others because of my training. And he'll, not fully channel divinity, but just, slightly make his hammer glow in hand a little bit, just to, give you the idea. Between the two.
And what is the burden of your lineage, if I might ask?
My mother was a vampire.
Oh, I don't care about that.
My father was a human. Well, fun fact, a lot of people do.
Yes, but what is the burden? The benefit is clearly you can survive on an island like this. So what is it about being what you are that makes it harder?
I mean, isolation. But I don't have an innate impact on me, if that's what you're asking. I'm not drawn to darkness. There is a whole to-do that usually those like me take more after the vampire side because they can.
You share the hunger?
I was raised by my father.
I would not jump to say that you are not drawn to darkness. Look at where you're at. Now get your
You're not
bearings
wrong
and
about
meet us
that.
Where we need to go.
The hunger has never called to you. Not once.
No. I don't need it to sustain myself. And frankly, I was raised by the living, not by the dead. My alliance goes with them. My oath and my training is entirely to the people.
Very
I'm
lucky.
going to
That's honorable.
reiterate that we are not in a safe space for talking. Can
You're
we
correct.
Go?
You're right.
Let's move.
Jean, but creatures like those, how often do they pop up? Because I can imagine that's nothing compared to what we'll see within the depths of this isle.
Frequently enough. That's why you keep moving. Stopping and talking is a recipe for more of them to appear.
Let's continue.
Sorry, words are hard. So do all of you follow Jean?
Yep.
Could all of you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Do I get any special bonus here?
Y'all took my sauce. I got an 8.
Oh no!
Because darkness thing.
Yeah.
I have.
I should have drank the sauce. I
that
got a
means
5.
Josh would get one, right?
What?
Josh would also get that.
Yes.
So, you want me to roll with advantage?
Yes.
I got 16 on one, and
Okay,
yes, I'm sticking with 16.
I am going to stick. Why doesn't it keep my other rolls? Oh. I believe that was a nat 1 and a 13 or 15. I'm going to go with the 13, so 16. 16.
Okay.
16 for both of us then.
Okay. What is everyone else's? Revna and Oswald?
11.
Okay.
5.
Oh damn. Okay.
I'm back in single digits now that my sauce is gone.
So, Oswin and Vala, you two are really the only ones that fall into it heavily. Everyone else, you kind of feel a shift in the air. It's as if something's behind you, but nothing's there. You feel a breath on the back of your necks. Nothing's there. Vala, you fall heavier into the darkness. You have this vision when things start to focus in, and you're standing in the middle of what seems to be a dark room or something. And there's a light that's kind of on you, keeping you illuminated only. Suddenly you feel this burning in your stomach, and then suddenly it starts to rise into your chest, into your throat, and then suddenly it's in your mouth, and you try to keep it in, you try to keep it down, but you can't. It almost feels as if it's bile almost, because it's burning so much. And when you open your mouth, these bloody coins start to come out in heaps all around your body. And as much as you try to keep it down, coins keep coming up. And pretty soon they're up to your waist. And then it's just a continuous stream of these coins starting to compact your body, and they're starting to crush you. They're starting to suffocate you. And then you're kind of forced to stand in this pile of coins. You can't breathe, you can't think. Everything about you is just constricted from the weight of it around you. Oswin, you peer into the darkness and you open your eyes, and it's a little blurry, and you have also fallen heavy into the darkness. You wake up to the feeling of your body being tugged one way and then tugged the other way, and then your legs start to get tugged. You wake up and you see that you're surrounded by these goblins. These horrific, demented-looking goblins that have these piercing red eyes, and they're staring at you, and you can't understand what they're saying, but they're laughing and screeching and just having a joyous time over what's about to be their meal, which is your body. And they keep pulling and pulling and pulling. And you think with how much they're pulling that you must have some sort of elastic limbs or something, but then suddenly you start feeling the breaking. You start feeling your tendons and your limbs just start to dislocate. And they keep pulling. Liliana, you don't fall into the darkness. But you do see this in front of you. It's your worst nightmare. And it does have to do with your kids. whatever that may be for you, you start to feel it on your skin. You start to be submerged into this world of chaos that is taking your children away from you. You can feel the pain of it in your chest. You can feel tears coming from your eyes. You can hear them. But no matter how much you move forward, you can't get to them. And it just keeps going and going. And it's an endless cycle of you trying to reach out to where you hear them, but you can't see them. You can't get to them. Revna, you start to feel a hand around your throat. And in front of you, you see the same haunted eyes that you've seen in almost every vision that you've had before. You start to feel another pair of hands grab your head. Only this time, it's not as deep as the others, but strangely enough, the presence doesn't constrict you in any way. In fact, you almost feel comforted, like it's calling you to come closer and closer. And with whatever language it's speaking to you in your ear, it's just the sweet whisper of telling you to come closer and closer. And you feel yourself in this vision start to walk forward, but you're walking forward towards nothing. You don't see anything in front of you, but you're walking. And as you walk, this whisper starts to get louder and louder. And John, when you look forward, you see flames everywhere. And you see that the people of Andor, and Andor itself, it's almost as if it's like a bird's eye view of Andor. It's in flames. And you hear your father's voice screaming above all the others, as if he's mixed in with everything. And you see there's not an inch of land that can be seen past an inferno. And you get this grave feeling of failing. The people that you were supposed to protect are burning in ashes. And there's nothing you can do. In fact, you're being held in the sky by something, by some kind of force, and no matter how much you try to move your hands or you try to move any part of your body, you can't. You're being forced to watch, almost. Suddenly, all of you experience a splitting headache that kind of snaps you out of all of these visions, and you black out. Now, within this darkness, you hear a cackle of a voice that's very familiar to you. And you wake up, and your bodies are laying on the cold of the stone cave that is huge. And on either side, etched in stone, are these giant crow's wings that arch up into the ceiling. And at the point of the ceiling, at the very top, is the only bit that you can see the sky. And you can see that it is still nighttime. In fact, you can actually see some stars. And the moon is right directly over this hole in the ceiling. And the moonlight is kind of just illuminating everything in this cavern. And right before you, you see the body of a little girl lying there. She's breathing, she's alive. But the markings on her body from soot have death runes, have runes of chaos runes of evil, and the same black veins that you saw covering Magnus is all over her. And standing over her body is Cal, staring at all of you. And that is where we are going to end for tonight.
Somebody say something. Somebody say something.
I hate you.
Thank you all for coming, and
Nope. No ma'am. No spam. No ham.
God dang.
You invited me to this?
Raise your hands if you still have your max level spell slots, though.
Raise your hands if you feel personally attacked by Breeedo the bitch _
that is what they called me in high school, Breeedo the bitch. But
_.
Last name is _ as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Exactly.
3 E's and 3 T's, baby. Let's go.
I don't get it.
He spells Breeedo with 3 E's, so she would spell bitch with 3 T's.
Oh, okay.
Noir, you are wonderful.
Don't encourage him.
I don't know what makes me more upset. How bad that joke was, or the fact that I've been around in Noir long enough that I immediately knew what he was getting at.
That's
I
why.
apologize for nothing.
You never do.
You never do.
So, thank you to everyone who came out and watched tonight's session of Andor. Regardless of it being a very. Are y'all good?
I'm
I
good.
need more tea.
Is
No,
everyone
my-
okay mentally?
No, my sauce is going.
Okay, no, but seriously though, like thumbs up. Is everyone
Thumbs up. We're okay. We're
We're good.
okay.
okay?
But also,
Well, no,
you
I'm just
monster.
checking. I'm just
The
checking.
decision literally
Have
ended
you
with,
considered
here's
that
the,
you are a monster?
here's the worst thing that could happen to you. Also, you failed. On next
don't
week's
know that.
episode of...
I don't think we failed yet.
Liliana, you see the
that.
worst possible thing happening to all the kids at the orphanage you run. Here's a damaged child.
You don't know that, we say, looking at
You
the...
don't.
Wait, I mean, what do you guys talk about
That
seeing?
said she was breathing.
What are you guys
Yes,
talking
and
about?
you all-
Covered in
you didn't
death
say she was
runes
covered in
and
runes of
black
mild
veins.
discomfort.
But she's also been
I
on
don't
that
think
aisle
she's-
for a long time compared to Magnus, and Magnus already had those
I
things.
don't
Exactly.
think she is going through her emo phase. She's too young. So those black veins are definitely
You know who
real.
else was on the island a long time? Me. And I rolled up like Robin Williams in Jumanji, like, what year is it?
Oh no.
I just have a
Okay.
question. Do I get to keep any of those coins?
Noir!
What?
Okay.
You know that was literal blood money, right?
They were
I'm okay
literally.
with that.
Thank you to everyone who came out and watched Andor on Roll Together RPG tonight. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday at 6 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. PT. Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate has just launched and will run until the end of June 2021. And on Tuesdays, we are playing Andor from 7 p.m. GMT to 11 a.m. PT. So many time zones until the end of April 21. All of our shows are streamed on twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. And you can find all of our content archived at our youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There's also a podcast for people who prefer podcast versions of our streams, and they are available anywhere on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Just search for Roll Together RPG. And a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in the chat now, so please go ahead and join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. And a big thanks to our sponsors, again, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters at D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, podcast things, you name it. So let's go ahead and go around the table again. Tell people where they can find you and support you. Let's start with our new player, Andor.
So as I've said, my name is Anorian. I'm Anorian the Game Dad. You can find me at twitter.com/AnorianGD for Game Dad. You can find me at twitch.tv/Anorian. I do all types of things and stuff, and I occasionally say something funny, and yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. And next we have Noir. Lovely Noir.
Hey everybody, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok by dropping the. I have my schedule on my Twitter pin page, so if you're curious about where you can find me, that's where you can look. I'll be over at Gen Con March 6th and 7th. I'll be playing a game at GaryCon. That'll be my Cobalt Press Into the Southlands campaign, and I am also a Kickstarter stretch goal on Cobalt Press's Kickstarter, so be on the lookout for that as well. But that is me, baby.
Ooh, and next we have Rox.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rox. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at RoxTheWizard. And keep up on all the animes that I'm watching.
Come on, animes. And next we have Tenny.
Yep, I'm Tenny, and I played Ravn tonight. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at It's Tenny with 2 Y's at the end. I'm going to be starting up streaming pretty soon here.
Let's join us. And then, last but certainly not least, Sephi.
Hello, I'm Sephi, aka Persephoroth on the internet. You can find me on any site that I'm on by looking for @Persephoroth. I am she of D&D, but not like the site. We're actually triple D's, but who's
She
counting.
got me! She got me last time, and she
They're
got
actually
me
F's
last
at this
time.
point. No, almost G's. Yeah, whatever.
And I was the DM tonight. My name is Breeedo. You can find me at any social media platform, Breeedo_3Es_. I do a lot of TTRPG stuff, and I do a lot of shouting into the void, which is like my pastime. I do streaming. I do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. But thank you all tonight, players. Thank you tonight, players, for being here.
We're good. We're good.
You saw
Everything's
nothing.
fine.
There's nothing behind the blue and black screen.
Everything is good.
We're just gonna go now. Okay. So you all have a lovely night, and we'll see you later.
Bye.